Hi, this is Kylie. Today we're going to talk about how to be really open and authentic on your blog when everyone and their mother is reading. Yeah, including my mother. So the trick to being really open and really authentic is practice. It's kind of unsatisfying, but that's totally the trick. I have written on the blog publicly, openly about all kinds of things, including my private girly bits when I was going through my uterus prolapsing and trying to escape and all that craziness that happened like 2 years ago. And that became the number one question, is how do you be so open and authentic? And the answer is practice. I started on LiveJournal. Many years ago, I had a LiveJournal account, and I started with this really tiny group of like 10 people that I knew and trusted really super well. And I started by sharing little bits of things, and because I needed to share, I needed to talk about the things I was going through. So I started by talking in this little tiny group, posting on LiveJournal about the things that were going on in my life. And then I noticed that my little tiny group of 10 had become a bigger group of 30 because I was more comfortable sharing. I was less afraid. I was less ashamed. And then that bigger group of 30 became even bigger and bigger and bigger. And soon, eventually, I was just posting on a no filter on LiveJournal. Just anyone who was friended could read whatever I was saying. And then we got a blog. And I really wrestled with this for a while. Like, is this a good idea to be posting everything ever on this blog where strangers can read it? Because at least on LiveJournal, I have some approximation of a connection with these people. But on a public blog, I don't know people. Strangers come in and they read things, and it's very wobbly makes me wobble. Wobbling is like this. So it's a challenge. It's challenging. And I have had miscommunications. I made a post that upset some of my family members, and I talked it out with them and made everybody feel better. So it does come with challenges, and the trick, again, is to just practice. Start with a tiny group. Start with something that doesn't feel entirely earth-shatteringly secret, and work your way up. And don't share because it's the right thing to do or because it's the only way to build your authenticity. Share because what is in your heart needs to come out of your heart. That's why we're here. That's what authenticity is about. And I know authenticity has become kind of a buzzword, but it's really important. And the reason it's a buzzword is because everyone is talking about it. Everyone wants to be more authentic. Everyone wants to build authenticity. But you can't build authenticity. It comes from within. You take what's in your heart and you put it out into the world. And it's scary as fuck. Oh yeah. And you practice. You do it a little bit at a time. You start with something less terrifying and work up into the more terrifying things. Yeah. Wobble. So that's how you do it. You start off really small and you build things up, and you grow the comfortableness that you feel when you post, and you start by sharing it with a tiny group of people. And you can tell the same story over and over and over. You can start with a small group of people and share your story with those people, and then share it with a bigger crowd, and then share it with a bigger crowd, until you're comfortable sharing it with the world. And if you never are, that's okay. There is no rule that says you have to be 100% open, 100% out there all the time. You get to pick. You get to pick and choose the stories that you tell. So share the stories that don't make you wobble. Share the stories that are comfortable. And then eventually you'll find that the more you share the stories that are comfortable, the less afraid you are of sharing the ones that aren't. I promise. that is it for today. I would love to hear any stories that you have, whether they make you wobble or not. I look forward to talking to you later. Mwah.